Have you ever met someone so kind it almost feels like they're hiding a secret? Someone who radiates warmth but leaves you wondering, what's really going on behind those calm eyes? If you've crossed paths with an INFJ, you've glimpsed one of life's greatest contradictions. A personality so compassionate it could heal the world, yet so fiercely protective it could dismantle it. Buckle up. We're diving deep into the labyrinth of the INFJ mind, where kindness and danger aren't just traits, they're survival tools. 1. The nice side, why INFJs radiate golden retriever energy. If INFJs had a mascot, it'd be a golden retriever with a PhD in psychology. Their kindness isn't an act, it's coded into their DNA. They're the friends who remember your childhood trauma, your irrational fear of clowns, and the way you take your coffee. Extra foam, no sugar. They'll cancel plans to sit with you during a crisis, write essays to cheer you up, and donate their last $20 to a homeless person without hesitation. But here's the twist. Their niceness isn't random, it's calculated. INFJs see the world as a broken puzzle, and they've appointed themselves as the fixers. Every act of kindness is a tiny step toward their grand vision. A fairer, kinder, more connected world. They're not just helping you, they're testing a theory. If I pour love here, will it grow? If I heal this person, will they heal others? It's empathy with a mission. 2. The secret weapon, INFJ intuition, it's scary accurate. INFJs don't need crystal balls to predict the future. They've got their intuition. This isn't guesswork. It's a superpower. They can walk into a party and instantly sense the unspoken feud between two friends, detect a partner's lie from a half-second hesitation, or foresee a career disaster months before it happens. How? Their brains are wired to spot patterns. Years of observing human behavior have turned them into walking databases of cause and effect. When they say, "I have a bad feeling about this," run. They're rarely wrong, but this gift has a dark side. Their intuition can trap them in cycles of overthinking. A missed call becomes a catastrophe. A coworker's joke becomes a hidden insult. While others shrug off ambiguity, INFJs dissect it, sometimes until it bleeds. 3. The dark side, when nice turns nuclear. Beneath the INFJ's calm surface bubbles a volcano. These aren't people who lose their temper over burnt toast or traffic jams. No, their anger is cold, slow burning, and deadly precise. Cross an INFJ, and you'll witness a transformation. The smile fades, the warmth evaporates. Suddenly, you're facing a human lie detector who's cataloged every time you took their kindness for granted. INFJs hate conflict, but if pushed, they'll weaponize their emotional intelligence. They'll dismantle your ego with surgical precision, exposing hypocrisies you didn't even know you had. And once they're done, they'll walk away without looking back. Forgiving? Sure. Forgetting? Never. 4. The INFJ Door Slam, ghosting on steroids. We've all heard of ghosting. The INFJ Door Slam is like ghosting after a Red Bull overdose. One day, they're your confidant, your cheerleader, your midnight texter. The next, they've vanished. No fights, no dramatic exits, just silence. You're blocked, erased, reduced to a stranger. Why? Because INFJs have a breaking point. They'll tolerate your lies, excuses, and selfishness until their empathy tank hits empty. Then click, the door slams. It's not revenge, it's self-defense. They'd rather cut you off than let toxicity poison their soul. And once that door closes, good luck knocking it down. 5. The perfectionist trap. Why INFJs are their own worst critics. INFJs don't just aim for greatness, they demand perfection. From themselves, from others, from the universe. They'll rehearse conversations in the shower, obsess over a typo in a 5-year-old email, and lie awake thinking, did I hurt their feelings when I said, maybe, instead of yes? Their inner critic is a relentless drill sergeant, shouting, you could have done more, been kinder, fixed it faster. This drive makes them exceptional friends, partners, and leaders. But it's also exhausting. Imagine carrying the weight of every mistake, every unfinished goal, every what if. That's the INFJ brain, a 24/7 self-improvement seminar where the attendee is also the speaker. 6. The chameleon effect, how INFJs morph to fit in. INFJs are masters of disguise. At work, they're polished and professional. At family dinners, they're patient listeners. With friends, they're the life of the party. This chameleon act isn't fake. It's survival. From childhood, INFJs learn to mirror others' energy to avoid conflict. Need a peacemaker? They'll step in. Need a therapist? They'll listen. But this shape-shifting has a cost. Over time, they forget who they truly are. Ask an INFJ, "What do you want?" And they'll pause. Their own desires are buried under layers of what's best for everyone else. Rediscovering themselves often takes years, and a lot of therapy. 7. The savior complex, rescuing others while drowning themselves. INFJs are magnets for broken things. Sad souls, struggling projects, abandoned pets. They'll work overtime to fix your marriage, boost your confidence, or save a dying plant. But while they're busy rescuing others, they're neglecting themselves. Sleep? I'll rest when I'm dead. Boundaries? Selfish people need those. Their motto? If I can help, I must. But this hero complex backfires. Burnout creeps in like fog. One day, they're organizing charity events. The next, they're so drained they can't get out of bed. The cruel irony? INFJs preach self-care to everyone but themselves. 8. The mind palace inside the INFJ brain. Imagine a library where every book is a person's life story, a social issue, or an existential question. That's the INFJ mind. They don't just think, they analyze. A casual comment becomes a thesis. Why did she say that? What trauma shaped that belief? How does this reflect societal norms? Silence is a foreign concept. Even in sleep, their brains churn, replaying conversations and inventing solutions to global warming. This depth makes them brilliant innovators, but also prone to paralysis. While others act, INFJs ponder, is this ethical, sustainable, kind? By the time they decide, the world's moved on. 9. The quiet power, how INFJs influence without saying a word. INFJs hate the spotlight, but they're born leaders. They won't shout orders or flaunt achievements. Instead, they lead by example. A quiet smile, a thoughtful gesture, a perfectly timed question that changes your life. Think of the teacher who believed in you, the mentor who saw your potential, the friend who taught you self-love. That's INFJ magic. They don't need applause. They need purpose. And if you threaten their values, their resistance is silent but fierce. They'll dismantle corrupt systems, expose lies, and rally armies of kindness, all without raising their voice. 10. The toxic twist, when INFJs become manipulators. Yes, even INFJs have a dark side. When hurt or betrayed, their empathy can curdle into manipulation. They'll guilt-trip you with kindness. Oh no, I'll handle everything again. They'll weaponize silence, making you beg for forgiveness. In extreme cases, they might even play mind games to teach you a lesson. It's rare, but it's ugly. Why? Because INFJs know your weaknesses. They've spent years studying you, and if pushed, they'll use that knowledge to hit where it hurts. Not to destroy you, to protect themselves. 11. Love and the INFJ, heaven or hell. Dating an INFJ is like owning a rare orchid, breathtaking but high maintenance. They'll write you love letters, plan surprise dates, and remember your grandma's birthday. But they demand depth. Small talk? Pass. Surface level relationships? Hard no. INFJs crave soulmates. Partners who'll discuss philosophy at 2 a.m. and fight for justice at dawn. Cheat or lie, and you're not just losing a lover. You're losing a guardian of your soul. INFJs love hard, but their trust is like antique glass. Once shattered, it can't be fixed. 12. The INFJ at work. Silent assassins of the office. INFJs thrive in jobs that align with their values. Counseling, writing, activism. Put them in a toxic office, though, and they become undercover agents. They'll master office politics, befriend the boss, and quietly dismantle corrupt systems. Bullies beware. INFJs don't fight dirty. They fight smart. They'll kill you with kindness while compiling evidence to get you fired. Their goal isn't power, it's justice. And once they've cleaned house, they'll vanish into the next mission. 13. Can an INFJ ever be truly happy? Happiness for INFJs isn't beaches or billion-dollar bank accounts. It's meaning. They need to know their life matters, that they've eased pain, sparked change, or inspired love. But this quest is a tightrope walk. Lean too far into idealism, and they crumble under the world's suffering. Embrace too much realism, and they lose hope. The key? Balance. Learning to fight for change without drowning in despair. It's a lifelong journey, but when INFJs find that sweet spot, they're unstoppable. 14. The evolution, how INFJs grow into their power. Young INFJs are often anxious people pleasers, terrified of rocking the boat. But with age comes armor. They learn to say no, protect their energy, and channel their intensity into art, activism, or innovation. The turning point? Self-acceptance. Embracing their dark side. Admitting they can't save everyone. An evolved INFJ is a force of nature. Gentle but unbreakable. Wise but curious. Compassionate but fearless. They don't just dream of a better world. They build it one quiet revolution at a time. Conclusion. So, are INFJs angels or demons? Protectors or manipulators? The answer is yes. They're human, amplified. Their kindness isn't weakness. It's a choice. Their danger isn't cruelty. It's boundaries. In a world that loves simple labels, the INFJ refuses to be boxed. They're the friend who'll cry with you today and fight for you tomorrow. The quiet rebel who changes the world without leaving fingerprints. Love them, respect them, but never underestimate them. Because in the dance between nice and dangerous, the INFJ leads, and we're all just trying to keep up.